Well, what's going on, San Angelo Live, San Angelo in the Concho Valley? I'm Manny Diaz, publisher of SanAngeloLive.com. And hey, we have a special guest today. Probably one of the realest spellers in not only just West Texas, but the entire United States. Heck, just the entire world, if you will. It's Mr. Akash Vukoti. He just qualified for his fifth national Scripps Howard Spelling Bee, thanks to winning the regional over here recently, right here in San Angelo. And without further ado, let's bring him in. Akash, I'd like to say that I'm going to make you famous today, but that's impossible because you already are. You're probably more famous than most of us here in San Angelo.
Thank you so much. I mean, first of all, thank you for having me here. Um, it's a super awesome opportunity, to be here on San Angelo Live.
Mhm.
And yeah, so thank you so much right off the bat.
Heck yeah. Well, we're not only are we going to talk to you today, but we're going to throw some spelling words at you. We're going to throw 5 words at you. We'll wait to that towards the very end. I know you're going to be prepared for that because just your brain is probably already wired to know every single word in the English dictionary.
Thank you so much. There's like what 500,000, 470,000 words in the English dictionary, and it is a monumental task to cover all of them. So the primary goal is to get to learn these words and I guess become friends with them. And by doing so, it'll be ingrained into your mind, from which you can then recite those words when the time is right.
So you're 12 years old. You were the first 12 years old. You'll be 13 this May.
Yeah.
Back when you were a first grader, you were the first ever first grader to ever compete in the Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee. Now you're on your way to being 13. That's insane, man, because you've been doing this for so long. I mean, most kids would just care to just get there once, but you're going there for a fifth time now. Give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, I've been doing this for such a long time, and the primary reason is because this is something that I'm just so deeply interested in. It's basically my passion that I've been following for the past, well, for most of my life, really. I competed in my first spelling bee when I was 2.5 years old.
Two and a half.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It was really, I was basically a baby by that point. But over time, my passion grew and grew and grew. And then in 2016, I became the first ever first grader to compete in the National Spelling Bee. That was when I was 6 years old. And I became the youngest boy to compete at the National Bee. And then literally the same week I won the 2016 regional spelling bee here in San Angelo. There were 2 hit shows that were done back to back on national television, and that would be Little Big Shots, the show with the
Hmm.
absolutely awesome and fantastic Mr. Steve Harvey. That was I mean, at that point, like when those shows aired, it basically flipped my life entirely
I can only
upside down.
imagine. Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. And yeah, so fast forward like 2 years or so, and then I would be going to the National Spelling Bee for the second time. And then that year, I became the youngest competitor on Dancing with the Stars because somehow they had done a juniors version and they called me onto it. And so I was there, and I did pretty well, I'd say. And then fast forward a little while after that, a few more shows and whatnot, and then and on Netflix, there's a documentary film, award-winning, made about the spelling bee and about Indian Americans and the rise in the national bee,
Hmm.
called Spelling the Dream. And this is in mid 2020, like June or July. And I was featured on it. They had 4 of some of the brightest spellers
Wow.
in the spelling bee field, and I was on it. So like, I mean, huge thank you to the producer and director of the film, and it was absolutely awesome, and it got very good reviews from all over the world, which is super awesome.
I mean, you're a champion speller. We can put. I think that's safe to say. So, I mean, for a 12-year-old kid, you're a spelling champ. I can't imagine the books that you read. We'll get into that.